Coffee is such a popular beverage that its consumption levels come second only to water in some countries. About 62% of people in the US drink coffee every day, according to the National Coffee Association, and the average daily coffee intake is about 3 cups per day. Morning is the most common time of day to drink coffee. So you may wonder, is it safe to drink coffee on an empty stomach? Should you drink coffee on an empty stomach? Here's what you need to know about how coffee can affect your body. And what happens when you drink it on an empty stomach? What happens to your gut when you drink coffee? Your digestive system responds in a few ways. When you drink coffee, your stomach produces acid to help with digestion. Your pancreas and bile ducts release hormones to help break down food. Your colon becomes stimulated to contract, which helps you form stools, and the types of bacteria that live in your gut may change. Note that all these things happen in your body despite the fact black coffee contains almost no macronutrients, carbohydrates, protein, or fat. This means that there isn't anything that your body actually has to digest. What happens when you drink coffee on an empty stomach? There isn't a lot of research specifically on drinking coffee on an empty stomach, but studies suggest that when you drink coffee on an empty stomach, caffeine is absorbed more quickly by the gut. Caffeine levels in the body are higher than when coffee is consumed after eating. So, you might feel that kick of caffeine more quickly and more powerfully when you drink coffee first thing in the morning before you've eaten. That may be a good or bad thing, depending on how caffeine makes you feel. Some people feel anxious from too much caffeine, while others like the kick. Does it cause digestive issues? Research shows that coffee's bitterness may stimulate the production of stomach acid. As such, many people believe that coffee irritates your stomach, worsens symptoms of gut disorders like irritable bowel syndrome, and causes heartburn, ulcers, nausea, acid reflux, and indigestion. Some suggest that drinking your cup of joe on an empty stomach is particularly harmful since there's no other food present to prevent the acid from damaging your stomach lining. Does it raise stress hormone levels? Another common argument is that drinking coffee on an empty stomach may increase levels of the stress hormone cortisol. Cortisol is produced by your adrenal glands and helps regulate metabolism, blood pressure, and blood sugar levels. Yet, chronically excessive levels can trigger health problems, including bone loss, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. Cortisol levels naturally peak around the time you wake up, decline over the day, and peak again during the early phases of sleep. Interestingly, coffee stimulates cortisol production. Thus, some people claim that drinking it first thing in the morning, when cortisol levels are already high, can be dangerous. Other potential side effects. Coffee may also have a few negative side effects, regardless of whether you drink it on an empty stomach. For instance, caffeine can be addictive, and some people's genetics may make them particularly sensitive to it. That's because regular coffee intake can alter your brain chemistry, requiring progressively larger amounts of caffeine to produce the same effects. Drinking excessive amounts may lead to anxiety, restlessness, heart palpitations, and worsen panic attacks. It may even result in headaches, migraines, and high blood pressure in some individuals. For this reason, most experts agree that you should cap your caffeine intake at around 400 milligrams per day, the equivalent of 4 to 5 cups 0.95 to 1.12 liters of coffee. Since its effects can last up to 7 hours, adults, coffee may also disrupt your sleep, particularly if you drink it late in the day. Finally, caffeine can easily cross the placenta, and its effects can last up to 16 hours longer than usual in pregnant women and their babies. Hence, pregnant women are encouraged to limit their coffee intake to 1 to 2 cups 240 to 480 milliliters per day.